Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be doing some random battles of types. So let's see how this goes. We have a 3v3. So let's see how this goes. We have first contact over here, nice parry from Napoleon. But then we have the two kings fighting over here with the blue king managing to have a little bit of backup with the Roman Emperor. Yeah, the red king is not really going to have that great of a time. However, who knows, maybe he can actually pull it back. We're doing pretty well right now over here. The Red Emperor is actually going pretty well right here. Oh, he's getting a little bit striked though. Oh, we're getting a couple of good hits in. A lot of parries. That's a nice parry right over here. Yeah, okay, the blue is using a little this technique which lost him, actually lost him the best game. Okay, it seems like Red King is actually doing pretty well here. Oh, okay, they've dealt with Leonidas, so let's see. Now it's actually a 2v2. This is going to be kind of close, actually. The Blue King, though, is still going pretty well over here. It seems like so far everything is pretty equal right here. Okay, the Roman Emperor is dead now. Oh no, he's not dead. It's actually just a fluke. Okay, it seems like the Red Kings are both still alive. The Pirate and Napoleon are doing pretty well though. Okay, it seems like that guy is actually dead for real now. Okay, so now we have Napoleon and the two kings fighting it out with the pirate captain over here. Seems like Red is doing pretty well right now. They might win, however the Blue King is actually pretty good over here. He's using a lot of good hits in. Okay, so far I think they all still alive. The Red King is definitely putting in a lot more work than the other two. Napoleon's doing pretty well though. It's a pretty big dog pile. Ooh, and there we are, they did actually win. On to our next battle. Right guys, so now we have the Spartans over here with Leonidas and Smallhead Napoleon over here on this side. And on this side we have a Kenya and this Roman Emperor, so let's see how this goes. Oh, okay, there we are, perfect. Let's see how this goes. The Knights, I think, are probably going to win this, although it's going to be a hard-fought battle. This seems to be a pretty good toss pile. They're both got in the ranks. Okay, the Knights definitely won that first engagement. Let's see if they can destroy the Napoleon though. Napoleon's a very tough unit to crack. But they managed to do it very well. On to the next battle. I guess right now we have the king and the two men over here versus these guys again. But this time we have a different army in front, so let's see how this goes. I imagine this is going to go fairly well. I don't really know who's going to win this. This is going to be a little bit harder battle to predict. It seems so far that the king, the Blue King, is doing pretty well though. These heavy foot soldiers though doing a lot of damage, I think. Although I think they're not really doing that much damage. I think they're really doing a lot of damage. Ooh, the Emperor's getting hit up pretty good over here. Okay, however, the Roman Emperor is still alive, and he's still doing a lot of damage. Okay, Napoleon is still alive though. Napoleon has to go down in order for this to work out. Okay, how are things going on this front? Seems like Leonidas actually managed to win that engagement, so now this is going to be... Oh, now this is not really going very well for the Blue Team, yeah. I think we might actually lose this. The Blue Emperor really has to pull out some good skills if he really has to win this, and I don't really know if he can. He's getting 2v1 pretty good here. If Napoleon doesn't go down pretty soon, then he's definitely going to lose. This is a 2v1, this is not really ideal for him. Or maybe he actually will win this, who knows. He doesn't seem to be doing quite well right now though. He's doing a little bit of nice hits, but there we are, on to the next battle. Right, so now we have 3 kings versus Darth Vader, so let's see how this goes. This is going to go, I think, pretty well for the kings. There's a lot of things we can use. They have a numbers advantage. However, Darth Vader is a pretty powerful unit, so let's see how this goes. We're gaining pretty good over here with powers. Okay, he is tossing them around a little bit with force abilities, but they seem to be doing pretty well right now. No casualties for them yet, and they're pretty good at parrying too. So all his strikes are going back over here. He is pushing them pretty hard though, and he is losing a little bit of health. Okay, another force ability. Those force abilities are very powerful for Darth Vader over here, and he just keeps using them again. However, they're all still alive so far, I think. Pretty good for them. Oh, I think one king is dead. Yep, one king is definitely dead. Oh, all of the kings are dead. There we are. On to the next battle. How about we take it back a step and do Anakin. Let's see how Anakin does. Anakin is a little bit weaker than Darth Vader, so let's see how this goes for him. He's getting dogpiled. pretty good over here. Oh, he does have a powerful force abilities and a nice kick ability. He does have a nice good kicks. We're dogpile on him pretty good though. Oh, that kick was ferocious. However, and we're both still alive. Oh, there's only one king left. Oh, he shook him. Okay, he's on top, doing a little bit of more of parrying. Oh, that's a nice kick. This is a good deal for here. Oh, he did get parried, but he got kicked very hard. On to the next battle. About Obi-Wan Kenobi, let's see if Obi-Wan can do this. I imagine he is also going to be able to, but who knows. They might actually do something pretty good. Oh, he's getting a lot of hits, and he doesn't really have a kick ability though, which for Anakin it was really huge. Oh, we're doing a lot of damage now, I'm pretty sure though. Ooh, and we're tossing him around pretty good. He's using his force abilities. Ooh, okay, all of the kings are still alive. Obi-Wan is getting hit pretty hard over here. I think he's doing a couple of good sword strikes. So far the duel is going. I think in a way of the kings definitely. Ooh, but the force ability might definitely change all that. We're all still alive on him, and we're game baiting him. Hitting him pretty hard, pretty strongly. He's gotta be a little bit on low health right now. Ooh, one of the king goes down. And he's become a lot more aggressive. Now he's using a lot of his force powers. Anyway, we are on to our next battle. Okay, so now we have Leonidas with his a little bit of more Spartans. Not that many Spartans, but definitely to make a little bit of a difference. Next time I think we'll do it without the Spartans and see how that goes for him. So far the Spartans are doing pretty well. A lot of them are dropping though. The kings are doing a lot of work. Ooh, okay, one king is down. Yeah, I think this is definitely going away with the Spartans. Yeah, this is gotta be a little bit bad. Okay, this time we'll do it without the Spartans and only Leonidas. Let's see if Leonidas can pull this one back by him. Alright, now we have 3 versus 3. This is going to be a fair fight. Decently fair, so let's see how this goes. A lot of parrying right now going on, a lot of good action. Okay, so far this Leonidas is getting the better of him. I think Leonidas might have a bit of an advantage in the fact that he's a very quick unit, but the kings are very powerful and very withstanding units. They're doing a lot right now, and we're holding on pretty well over here. Seems like we're doing a lot of damage to them. Oh, that's a lot of parrying. Seems like this Leonidas has got this king in a little bit of a bad position, although who knows, everything could still go either way. Okay, we have this king over here doing some nice jukes, some nice parries. Seems like this king might actually win this 1v1 against Leonidas, although Leonidas is still doing a lot of damage to him. Leonidas is a very quick unit, so who knows. Oh, that's 2 times. Oh, okay, one of the kings went down. Okay, this is not looking good for the king right here. However, the kings are still holding on strong. Maybe they actually will this one. I highly doubt it because they have already lost one of them. However, this guy needs to kill one of these guys in order so that they can actually win. And I don't think. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a Leonidas victory. Let's do a simple 1v1 and see how that goes. I'm actually quite interested in how this is going to go. Because I think that last one, the king just got unlucky. I think the king can definitely pull this through if he plays his cards right. This is definitely going to be tough for him. Okay, so far it seems like he's doing a pretty good job. The king is doing a lot of damage to him. Okay, he changed his grip. This grip is pretty good because now he can really go in. He's just using his strategy a little bit carefully right here. A lot of parries going on over here. That's some nice strategy. Okay, some nice spins, some nice parries. Oh wow, look at all that beautiful choreography. There we are. Dang, yeah. King is really going in, really trading hits with Leonidas over here. Who knows, maybe he can actually win the trade. Oh, he did. So one king can definitely beat one Leonidas. Yeah, he just kind of grabbed him and they started clashing swords and he won. There we are, on to the next battle. Now let's see how a pirate does against him. This pirate is a pretty strong one, pretty good. He's been in the seas for a long time right now. Oh, okay, it seems like he's using a lot of parrying strategies. Okay, behind his back, now up in front. They seem to be double parrying a lot. Yeah, a lot of double parries. Okay, Leonidas might have got a couple of little more hits over here. Yeah, Leonidas definitely, I think, is going to win this. He's a pretty strong unit, pretty fast unit too. He got a sneaky parry over there. Now he's charging this guy over here. Yeah, Leonidas is definitely going in very hard over here. The Pirate King though doing pretty good job over here still. We're kind of getting in the bushes territory, using a lot of dodges. Seems like Leonidas is going in pretty hand melee, kind of tradey. Leonidas though being very fast, okay. He seems to be getting a lot of parries right here. A lot of parries going on. I think we definitely got a couple of hits on him. Okay, Leonidas is using his shield up in the yard. Now he's back down. We've kind of been cornered over here, and now this is a little bit of a parrying and hitting fest. It seems like King, Leonidas might definitely be winning this. Oh, the red actually won. Yeah, Leonidas definitely wasn't too really good at trading. Alright, so now we have some gladiators. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, okay. Leonidas got tossed pretty hard. Now, though, he's going to get cornered and pretty strongly bashed over here. He seems to be doing pretty well though, parrying. A lot of them are enraged, and ooh, they actually won, which kind of makes sense. They're pretty good units. On to the next battle. Alright, so now we have Leonidas versus a small elite legion of Roman soldiers. So let's see how this goes. We're pretty good at parrying. Again, pretty decent soldiers. Don't really have that much HP though, but still very solid, pretty white, pretty goldy. So let's see how this goes. Okay, we're absolutely dogpiling him with our spears, which is kind of a good strategy. And oh, we actually managed to win. I actually thought we were going to lose there. We did lose a lot of soldiers though. On to our next battle. Hey guys. Okay, so now we have the legionnaires versus the elite soldiers. These guys are a lot better than these guys, but these guys have numbers and health advantage. So let's see how this goes. This is a big melee brawl over here. Seems like the legionnaires might be winning this one. They all can parry, so this is not really going in the way so far of the legionnaires, I think. Dang, the legionnaires are getting actually hit pretty hard over here. There we are. On to the next battle. Okay guys, so now we have these guys, which are a lot better than the legionnaires. So let's see how they do. They also can get pretty hard to kill over here, and they're pushing these guys back pretty hard. Oh yeah, these guys are definitely a lot better and stronger than those guys. Definitely capture them up. On to the next battle. Alright guys, so now we have the gladiators. Let's see how the first impact goes. Oh, they've bashed them up pretty good, and we're already killing them. Dang, they're really pretty effective units. So they're enraged now. They're using their parrying abilities pretty strongly. Okay, it seems like they have been pretty easily dealt with over here. However, these guys are still alive, and they seem to be attacking pretty hard. Oh, but they didn't manage to lose. There we are. On turn. Okay, now let's see if a general can pull this off. This is a general, so let's see how the general does. He should do pretty well, I believe. Although I don't really think. Actually, wait. He's not actually doing pretty bad. The legionnaires aren't really that OP. They'll get tossed around pretty easily. However, still managing to win this without really that many casualties. I think only like 2 went down. Oh, and we're still bashing him pretty heavily. A lot of parrying abilities. I think because they're very good at parrying, they don't really get that much damage and impale him pretty good over here. Yeah, we're absolutely pushing this guy. There we are. On to the next battle. Right, so now we have 2 rows of weapons. Let's see how this goes. These guys should do pretty well against him, I think. These guys are a lot better, I think, but I think they also cost a little bit more. Okay, it seems like so far this is a pretty even fight. Not that many deaths on both sides. Okay, this is going to get a little bit dicey. We only have 4 versus 3. Okay, this is actually a little bit uneven. Oh, okay, seems like the Spartans are doing pretty bad over here. However, they have killed him. There we are. They did win, but only by a sliver. On to next. Okay guys, let's see how Leonidas does. He should do pretty well. Okay, actually again, why do all the big units just keep getting smashed around and pushed around by these guys? They just keep impaling him and parrying and parrying very. So now we have a line of basic swordsmen. So let's see how the swordsmen do. I actually think the swordsmen are a little bit better, but I think they definitely won't win this that hard. Then they're doing pretty well though. pretty gosh dang well with the parries. Oh yeah, they won pretty handily. I think this is going to end for this episode. If you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.